Could the Washington Commanders swap Terry McLaurin for Brandon Aiyuk, reuniting Aiyuk with his former college quarterback in Jayden Daniels right here in the nation's capital? Welcome into the Commanders Report. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today we'll be discussing the possibility of a Terry McLaurin, Brandon Aiyuk trade on today's show. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already for the latest on Scary Terry and his contract negotiations. Of course, tomorrow is the start of Commanders' mandatory minicamp. We'll have you guys with the latest on whether or not Terry reports to that. Okay, so let's get into the trade rumors here. And, of course, last offseason with Brandon Aiyuk being put on the trade market, there's a lot of rumors surrounding him going to the Washington Commanders, and the Commanders did even offer a trade to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for Brandon Aiyuk. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to pair up Terry McLaurin and Brandon Aiyuk in this offense, and they were willing to give up a pretty decent draft pick to get him. San Francisco ended up saying no because they wanted Terry McLaurin in exchange for him back there during the 2024 offseason. The Commanders were not willing to do that, but now some of these rumors are starting to come back up again as multiple 49ers content creators have thrown out the idea of trading Brandon Aiyuk to the Washington Commanders for Terry McLaurin. This all started last week with Jordan Schultz putting out this report saying sources, Commanders All-Pro wide receiver Terry McLaurin has made it clear to the team that he's frustrated with the lack of progress on a long-term deal. As I previously reported, McLaurin unexpectedly left voluntary workouts after initially attending, and it remains to be seen whether he'll report to mandatory minicamp. McLaurin is entering the final year of his contract. Talks have been minimal. And then Sports Illustrated's Grant Cohn followed that up with this, saying Terry McLaurin seems unhappy with the Commanders, and Brandon Aiyuk recently unfollowed the 49ers on Instagram. Should San Francisco and Washington swap the two wide receivers? Aiyuk's best friend is Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels. They played together at Arizona State. This offseason, Aiyuk got married and invited Daniels, but not Brock Purdy, to the wedding. And when Purdy recently got his 5-year, $265 million contract extension from the 49ers, Aiyuk did not post any congratulations on social media. Meanwhile, McLaurin wants a contract extension. Considering he'll turn 30 in September, he'll probably won't be as expensive as Aiyuk, who is getting paid $30 million per season on average. Why not flip them for each other? McLaurin is older than Aiyuk, but he's also faster than Aiyuk and might have a better relationship with the quarterback. I'm guessing McLaurin would love to play for the 49ers if they extend him, and I'm guessing Aiyuk would love to play with Daniels and Deebo Samuel in Washington. This seems like a no-brainer for both teams. Now, not only did Grant Cohn say this, but also Larry Krueger, a very popular radio host in San Francisco, saying the idea for the 49ers and the Commanders swapping Brandon Aiyuk for Terry McLaurin just makes sense. It reunites Aiyuk with his favorite QB, Daniels, and his favorite ex-teammate in Deebo Samuel. It allows the 49ers to escape his bloated contract. It gives Washington a younger wide receiver, whose GM, Adam Peters, had in drafting Aiyuk, who's cost-controlled. It gives San Francisco a healthier wide receiver in what appears to be somewhat crucial season for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and a season where they host Super Bowl 60 at Levi's in February. It gives San Francisco the flexibility to re-up McLaurin, likely for less than what Aiyuk makes, or just let him walk away and spend the money elsewhere, or not at all. And most importantly, the move makes you better. Team in the present talking about it makes the 49ers better than they are right now. So listen, the case for Brandon Aiyuk is kind of three-pronged. Number one, he already has an established chemistry with Jayden Daniels, who is his best friend. They did go to college together, all these different things. Aiyuk is also younger than Terry McLaurin, so for a team that is younger in the Washington Commanders, you can get maybe a couple more years in his prime out of Aiyuk than you would out of McLaurin. And then another thing here is that San Francisco already guaranteed most of Aiyuk's contract, so for the Washington Commanders, against their books, unless they give very heavy cash considerations to the San Francisco 49ers here, their cap hits, if they trade for Brandon Aiyuk, are extremely manageable here, especially over the next 2 seasons, where his cap hit is either $1.5 million or just over $2 million for a former All-Pro wide receiver that does balloon up to $28+ million in 2027 and 2028. But at that point, the cap is going to be so much larger because of the new contract deals or TV deals that the NFL will have at that point, that, the 28 and 30 million, honestly, is going to be child's play at that point in time. So very affordable contract for the Commanders if they end up trading for him. Now, this is what I think that the trade would probably just look like. I think it would just be a straight-up swap, and then the Commanders would have to give pretty considerable cash considerations to the 49ers so that, picking up the money on Terry McLaurin's contract as well as Aiyuk's contract is worth it. Now, Josh Harris is a very wealthy team owner. He could absolutely provide that cash considerations to the 49ers, but my guess is it's going to be in the tens of millions of dollars that they would need out of this deal in order to get it done. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Brandon Aiyuk for Terry McLaurin and cash considerations. Type A if you'd accept this deal, or type D if you would decline this deal. I'll let you guys know my answer once we're done talking about our sponsor today, Ridge, here in just 1 second. But this will be the pinned comment on today's show, so let me know whether you would accept or decline this trade down there in the comment section. And with that, let's have a word from our sponsor today, which is Ridge. And Ridge isn't just about wallets, even though the wallet is what they're known for. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design. I personally have the Ridge wallet, and I love its unique, slim, and modern design, which carries up to 12 cards. It's also super durable as it's made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. And no matter what product you choose from the Ridge line, Ridge has free shipping, a 90-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. Guys, personally, I have the Ridge wallet, and they actually have Commanders themed products here, including the wallet. And the thing that I really like about the Ridge wallet personally, guys, is the sleekness of it. And it's so compact. You don't want to have that bulgy wallet that kind of awkwardly kind of pokes out of your pants or your shorts. It just doesn't look very good. With this, it just fits super easily into your pocket. You can even get a Commanders themed wallet from our friends at Ridge. And right now, just in time for Father's Day, Ridge is having a huge sale. Get up to 40% off your order at ridge.com/chat. Just head on over to ridge.com/chat to find the perfect gift for dad or yourself. And when you check out, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Give dad the upgrade he deserves this year with a gift from our friends at Ridge. All right, so my personal opinion, guys, is I don't think either team would accept this deal for the swap between Terry McLaurin and Brandon Aiyuk. Let's start with the reasons why I think the 49ers would probably say no to this deal. The first one is that they already have too much money already dished out in this kind of deal, because if this deal kind of goes the way, if this thing actually happens, they'd be on the hook for most of the money for not only Brandon Aiyuk, but also a new contract for Terry McLaurin. So that is a lot of money that their ownership is going to have to really dish out. And like I said, the only real possibility for this to become a reality is if Josh Harris is willing to pay the 49ers ownership a significant amount of money to be able to make this work. Also, you have to pay Terry McLaurin as well, like we just said. So the money aspect is really where things go kind of hairy here for the Washington Commanders. And then also Aiyuk's connection with Purdy. I mean, Grant Cohn tried to point to, Aiyuk not being friends with Purdy anymore, but I mean, their on-field connection is undeniable. I mean, Purdy and Aiyuk's connection back in 2023 when Aiyuk was an All-Pro was undeniable, man. He's an unbelievable route runner. They have a great connection together, so maybe the 49ers don't want to mess with that at this point in time. Then as for the reasons why Adam Peters and the Washington Commanders wouldn't take this deal, number one, they love Terry McLaurin, and I really doubt that they're going to let him escape their wide receiver room. He is their bona fide number one receiver. I think he's a better receiver than Brandon Aiyuk is, by the way. I think the Commanders agree with that, and I think they will end up paying him the money that he deserves and that he's asking for eventually. And they can afford to pay him that money. You got a second-year quarterback on a super affordable rookie deal. So to pay a 30-year-old wide receiver like Terry is absolutely in the cards for them. Also, Aiyuk's injury history. If you bring in Aiyuk, he's coming off that major knee injury where he tore up multiple ligaments in his knee. So is he even going to be the same player? And then also Aiyuk has had a ton of off-field antics, not only last offseason when he was trying to get traded, but this offseason as well, where he's constantly stirring up trouble once again on social media, and he's always in the news there with the San Francisco 49ers, which is why their fan base and their content creators are trying to pawn him off to the Washington Commanders. If I'm Washington, I'm not taking the cheese, guys, and I don't think Adam Peters will. I think he's too smart. I would say if you are a Commanders fan out there and you are worried about the Commanders' situation with Terry McLaurin, I would say rest easy, man. This is going to get done eventually. Maybe he won't show up to minicamp tomorrow, and maybe he'll hold in or hold out of a training camp for a little bit. But, there's going to be some more negotiating. There's going to be some more ploys here and kind of moves by Terry McLaurin to try and get the Commanders to up their offer. And I think eventually the Commanders will come to the table because they know they need this guy right here in order to win a Super Bowl next year. And Terry knows that, which is why he's going to stick to his price. All right, that'll be it for today's edition of the Commanders Report by Chat Sports. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us here to the end of today's video. We'll catch you guys tomorrow with another Commanders video as we kick off mandatory minicamp in Ashburn tomorrow afternoon.